All right, so today we're going to start chapter 3. So we're talking about inequalities and their graphs. So as a warm-up, a ride at Valley Fair has a sign that reads, all riders must be at least 48 inches tall to ride. So what is the shortest you can be, and what is the tallest you can be? So think about that for a second, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so the shortest you can be is 48 inches, because that's the minimum that told us you can be at least 48 inches. The tallest is anything. There's no max. They don't say if you're over 7 feet, you can't be here, or you're over 8 feet, you can't ride the ride. So there's no max with this one. So inequalities uses these phrases. So greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. So greater than symbol is this, less than symbol is this, and then the equal to is the same symbol, you just add a little line underneath to represent equal. How I remember these is the bigger side, or the bigger side of your inequality, has to be against the bigger side of your number. So here, greater than, we're saying this number is bigger than what's over here because the big side of the inequality is facing that direction. If we look at this one, here we have something here and something here. Well, the big side is here, so it's saying this number is bigger than this one, so then this one has to be less than this one. And the same with the other two. So, writing them out in sentences, same thing we did at the very beginning of the year with equations. So this says x is less than 19. So we have x, and then we want the less than symbol, so you can look back up here, we want this one. So x is less than 19. And you can write it that way. You also could flip it around and say 19 is greater than x. That means the same thing. So you can flip them either direction. The next one said z is no more than 12. So that's saying you can start at 12, but you can't be any bigger than 12. So you could also say z is less than or equal to 12 if you were going to rewrite this sentence. So z would be less than or equal to 12, or you could say 12 is greater than or equal to z. If you switch the numbers and the sign, it means the same thing. So this last one is p is fewer than 6. So you can get p is less than negative 6. And you could switch it and do it the opposite way as well. All right, so then how do we check that something is a solution to the equation? What we're trying to figure out is if you plug in a number, does it make that thing true? Does it make your inequality true? Move that up a little bit, you can see that. So we're checking the solutions for this. We want to plug in x equals 4 and figure out, does that make this true or not? So do 2 times 4 minus 3. That will equal 8 minus 3, which then equals 5. And then we want to check here, is 5 less than 11? And the answer is yes. So this is a solution. It makes the statement true. You have 5 is less than 11. That's a true statement. You're not getting like 15 is less than 11. That doesn't make sense. So same idea here. We're going to plug in negative 5. So 3 times negative 5 plus 1. That will give you negative 15 plus 1, which is negative 14. And if we bring this part down, we have negative 14 is greater than negative 10. That's not true. Negative 14 is farther negative than negative 10, so it's less than that. So this is no, that's not true. So it's not a solution. So again, any solution has to make the inequality true. It has to be a true statement. All right, so pause the video and try these two on your own. Okay, so now you want to plug in 8. And this is going to end up equaling 16 minus 5, or 11. So again, put in your inequality part. Is 11 less than or equal to 11? Well, it's equal to 11, so yes, this is true. That's a solution. Here we'll do 4 times 5 plus 1. That is going to equal 21, so bring this part over. we get less than 21. So this is saying, is 21 less than 21? No, 21 is equal to 21. So this one is going to be false. So this is not a solution. All right, so graphing inequalities. Here you always want to start by marking 0. So you kind of have an idea of where it is. And then you want to put whatever your other number is on there too. So 2 is right here. And then we're going to draw a line for this of what is true. So you can kind of think of where can you plug in numbers. You want to think of some examples. So if we picked, say, 3, well, 3 is greater than or equal to 2, so that one works. Well, if I pick -1, that's not greater than or equal to 2, so that doesn't work. So I know I have 3 over here works. -1 does not work. And then you can keep going. If we do 4, that's greater than or equal to 2, that one works. So 4 over here works. So we're going this direction. So we're going to draw an arrow this way with a dot, and that would be your graph. If we're doing this one, you can do the same idea. So start with 0, and then we have -1, and then you can check some solutions. So here is -1 less than -1. Nope, so we can't actually include that value. So I'm going to put a circle there saying we're not including it. Do -2 is less than -1. That one works. Over here, -2 works. If you plug in 3, is that less than -1? Nope. So that over here, +3 does not work. So we're going this direction. So this would be your graph. So if you noticed, one of those I had an open circle and one I had a closed circle. An open circle is used on a number line if that number is not a solution. So you're going to get open circles when you have a less than or a greater than sign. So it's like this, and then you have your arrow going off. A closed circle is used on the number line if your number is a solution. And that's going to go with your less than or equal to and your greater than or equal to. And so you do a closed circle and then draw your line. So a few more examples to graph. Here, I'm going to put 0 on all of these. And then put our number 4. So we're saying x is greater than 4. So I write this out. X is greater than 4. There's no equals to sign. So I need to have an open circle. And then you have to think through, oh, I want negative numbers or smaller than 4. I don't want bigger than 4. Well, x is over here on the bigger side of our inequality. So we need to be bigger than 4. Put -5 on this line. So it says t is greater than or equal to 5. So t is greater than or equal to -5. So I'm going to write it that way. And then think through again. If I plug in -4, well, that's greater than -5. If I plug in 1, that's certainly greater than -5. So we want a closed circle because we have the equals to, and then we're going positive. We put 12 right here. We have z is less than 12. So z is less than 12. We don't have the equals to sign, so I have to start with an open circle. And then we're going less than 12, so we're going this direction. Put 10 on my number line here. We have m is less than or equal to 10. So we have the equals to sign, so I need to have a closed circle. And then we're less than or equal to, so we're going to go that way. Your homework today is 3.1 on Math Excel. Let me know if you have any questions.